Teepin here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about charge. Now, what type of charge do I mean? Do I mean like being charged for a book? Or being charged with the crime? No. Today, I'm going to be talking about this and this. These are the charges that run electricity and much of what we know today. So, one day I asked myself, where does charge come from? Well, let me tell you. The word charge actually comes from a Greek root of electron, which we now know today as amber. Furthermore, a great line of scientists helped find charge. Scientists like William Gilbert, who coined the term electress, a predecessor to the word electric and electricity. Otto van Gulik, who created the first electrostatic generator. Robert Boyle found electric forces can act in a vacuum. Stephen Gray, he defined the difference between conductors and insulators. C.F. Dufay determined that electricity comes in two opposing flavors. And Michael Faraday, who proved that static current, electric current, and biocurrent are all the same. It's just electricity. So let me tell you about an old friend of mine. His name, you might be familiar with it, is Benjamin Franklin. So Benjamin Franklin first started exploring electricity in 1746 when he first heard about the Leyden jar. He originally called electricity electric fluid, which is where we get the conventional naming of current and resistance. He was actually the first person to give the conventional labels of positive and negative charge, and was the first to discover conservation of charge, or that charge can never be created nor destroyed, only transferred from object to object. Shortly after the discovery of charge, a scientist by the name of Charles Augustin de Coulomb, born in France in 1736, began to work with electricity and magnetism. Now, Charles Coulomb came up with something called Coulomb's law, which describes the force on charges. Coulomb's law says that when two objects of same charge come in contact with each other, they present a force that repel. And when two objects of opposite charge come together, they present a force that attract. That's where you get the cliche of opposites attract. To understand this force better, let's look at a similar example, gravity. Here, the Earth is revolving around the Sun. However, in an atom, it is the electron that is revolving around the proton under the electrostatic force. To better visualize this electric force, similar to gravity, the electric field can be seen as an invisible force field radiating from the proton. Now, this force field induces a force that pushes directly away no matter where the object is held. So let's say we drew lines out from the object to show more clarity of where these forces are acting. We have just turned this magical force field into what we know as the electric field. Let's look at what happens with a dipole. Here I have two atoms with their electric field lines drawn in front of you. Now let's zoom in to where the electric field is constant. So I'm going to put two charges in this field, one positive and one negative. If we let go of these charges, we see that the electric force attracts them down the electric field to the opposite charge. Now reset. We're going to add a rigid bar between these two so that they're fixed to one another. Now you see, as the force of the electric field pulls on the charge, it creates a torque or a spin that pulls them so they are aligned with the electric field. This is what happens when you have a dipole charges like an atom or two charges bound by a rigid bar in an electric field. And as always, my name is Teepin, and feel free to check me out on Facebook and subscribe to my channel. Peace out.